Welcome back, Love Stylers. I'm Misty. Today we're going to be talking about carnivore keto and 5 principles or concepts to help you through. I lost 55 pounds and 8 sizes with the combination of the keto diet, and now I'm on carnivore for a year and a half. So far, so good. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm keeping it off, keeping the weight off. I'm not going to say it's not challenging because it can be, and that's what I'm here to help you with today. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, and liking. If you want to stay on top of your weight this year in 2021 and beyond, stick with me, subscribe to Love Style, and we can open the conversation. Also, don't be afraid to comment. I love comments and I will answer you. Thank you for listening to Black Eyed Soul. That is our music we record right here, my husband and I, in this room. Tell us if you like it. Free music. So we like to talk on this channel a lot about lifestyle choices you can make, weight loss, low carb diets, carnivore keto diets, other little changes you can make. We do a lot of fasting in our house and we found great success. So today our topic is 5 principles to help you on your carnivore keto journey. So let's get into this. So what is carnivore keto? If it's your first time here, you may be confused by all this. What's the difference between carnivore and keto? And I'm just going to make it very easy, guys. I am not sciencey on this channel. I'm a regular chick with a 9-to-5 job just trying to make my life better and drop some weight and improve my health. I've cured alcoholism, eczema, and a lot of other things from eating cleaner. And so today, we want to talk about carnivore keto, which is basically, in my opinion, a protein-rich diet where you have a little bit of veg on the side when you feel like eating vegetables. It's not the main part of your diet. And then you want to include your fats in there. You can eat other things, but these are the principles that I want to get started for you to think about this. Protein, vegetables, and fat. So number 1 is protein. Higher protein, protein rich, nutrient dense. These are the terms I like to use when I'm talking about carnivore keto eating, because the basis, the foundation of your diet on your plate is going to be a nice piece of meat, guys. You don't have to go overboard and eat 2 pounds. I could never do that. And I have found about a half a pound of meat at a time. Maybe if you're a male, you want to go for 3/4 of a pound. You don't have to weigh anything. You can eyeball this. This is not perfection that we're talking about here. This is small, regular improvements that you can make every day to improve your life, and you'll see things just start to happen in your life. Good things start to happen in your life. Fat starts to drop off from your body. You might even be able to kick some of these medications you've been on and cleaning up your diet and lifestyle. So meat is number 1, protein rich, nutrient dense, chicken, beef, pork. Some people include liver because it has so many vitamins and so many nutrients your body needs. You don't have to eat liver, guys. Eggs are included in this, a very big part of your diet. I hope you like eggs. They are like a multivitamin in that yolk. Bacon is a staple for a diet like this. Seafood is very enjoyable to keep things fresh, to keep things interesting. You know, Americans, we don't vary off too far from the different kinds of meats like other countries do. We do chicken, beef, pork. The main part of your plate is going to be meat, which brings me to the next part. The second part here of the principles I want to talk about today on a carnivore/keto diet, which is basically low carb. I'm sure you know this if you've tuned in today, is what not to eat. I'm going to go over it real quick with you. We're staying away from refined sugars. We're staying away from anything in a package or processed foods. We're staying away from junk food, desserts, things you see at parties, bowls of candy. We're staying away from starchy foods, pasta, cereal, crackers, potatoes. We're staying away from these kind of things, guys. They're carbs. So this is low carbs. So we are not eating all the carbs we probably were brought up on. I used to love Doritos and potato chips. All this is going to go away. Get used to this idea. Don't get too married to the foods that you think you love, because you will learn when you teach your body how to eat, and when you start to feel terrific and your skin starts to glow and your hair starts to get thicker and you have a youthful glow about you, and people will notice, and you start to drop the fat you've been accumulating after all these years, and you clear the sludge out of your body, then you will find out those foods are not so enjoyable anymore. They're not doing you any good. So we're staying away from the ding dongs and the Twinkies. We're staying away from all of the things that come in a package. There's very few things that I allow in a package. One of them is pork rinds. You know, that's one of the things that are allowed on a keto or a carnivore keto diet that are okay. So you got to read your ingredients. I talk a lot on this channel about ingredients. The less, the better. I'm sure I mentioned candy. I hope I mentioned candy. You know, it's Easter today. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you're enjoying yourself and having a nice time with your family. But people get triggered on certain holidays, and I'm going to talk about triggers in a minute. But for me personally, Sour Patch Kids were my go-to candy. I have a hard time walking by some Sour Patch Kids in a bowl at Easter, and they have all the Reese's eggs and all the delicious treats. They tend to be junk food. We tend to celebrate with junk food. I don't know why we do this. Things are changing, guys. We can celebrate by having a nice conversation with each other during the holidays and not just stuffing our face full of junk. So we're getting rid of the carbs in our life. We're getting rid of the junk food, the packaged foods, anything with wheat in it, like the cakes and the flours made of wheat. You can substitute coconut flour if you want to make a treat, and I'll hit that later. But anything that has carbs in it, we're trying to stay away from for the most part. You're never going to be perfect. Do not expect perfection from yourself. I am certainly not perfect. I will let you know some of the things I allow, and I'm still finding success because I can live this lifestyle, still enjoy myself occasionally, make an exception and have something once in a while and not feel so deprived. Number 3 of a principle I want you to think about when you're eating carnivore keto: drinks. No one talks enough about drinks. Oh, this kills me. I'm big on drinks, guys. Make water your friend. We are made of 90% water or something like that. And water is life. And drink your water. Get used to drinking water. I know it's flavorless, but when you get used to drinking water, it'll be like anything else you've done in your life where you've transitioned and changed for the health of your body. For you. You're doing this for you and for your loved ones, so you can be around for them and celebrate more Easter time like today and more loving times. If you are drinking diet soda or Gatorade Zero or full sugar soda or full sugar Gatorade, Crystal Light, iced tea that you mix up, iced tea that you buy that's sweetened, I want you to consider what these drinks are doing for you or against you. What are these drinks doing for your body? Now, water does a great deal of many beneficial things for your body. It keeps us hydrated, but these drinks might be killing your body. These drinks are killing your health, and so many people I see on diets, They don't lose weight consistently. They'll lose weight for a short period of time. Then they gain the weight back and they can't understand the fact that they haven't changed some of their old habits. And one of those old habits, a lot of times, I have seen with my own eyes, is the diet soda. I'm calling you out. If you're drinking diet soda, look at the label, turn it around, check out how many ingredients are in there, guys. How the heck is your body gonna know to burn off fat if it has to burn off 30 ingredients from your diet soda you had? And you may be using this for a little taste on the tongue. I get it. I used to drink some hella ginger ale. I thought ginger ale was a better choice than Pepsi. I actually love both, to be honest with you, but when you read the ingredients, when you're cleaning up your lifestyle and you read all these ingredients you're still consuming, just because it's not food does not mean it's not being consumed as part of what you intake for the day. So drinks are part of your diet. You are consuming it. I want you to read the label. I know it's scary. This was scary for me. I still don't love reading labels because if I want to have something once in a while, it scares the crap out of me when I read how many ingredients are in an item, just a tiny little keto bar. And I read all those ingredients and I can't believe it. I just end up putting it down most of the time and just eating something that I know is good for me, some cheese. I don't mind some dairy in my diet. That's part of a carnivore diet. And this can be very helpful. Have some cheese instead. Drink some water. You can have some meats. Of course, some people turn to beef jerky, but you have to watch the ingredients. And you can always make your own. But back to the drinks. The drinks might be killing you guys. And when I talk about drinks, I also want to include something that you'll hate. Booze. I had to get off the booze 4 years ago. I was an alcoholic. I was still fat. I was eating pretty good, but I was still drinking a couple times a week or on the weekends, my wine and my beer. Getting rid of the alcohol in your life is vital to your success here. It's a subject people don't want to talk about. It's something people keep hush-hush. They eat right all week long. Their work week, they do very well on their diet, and then comes the weekend. I know what you guys are doing. You're turning to the booze. You're turning to the wine and the beer just like I did. I get it. I'm not the kind of person who can have one drink. If you can have one drink once in a while, you might be okay and still be able to lose weight and clean up your health. But some of us cannot have one drink. That is where my addictions lie. I can't do that. So I had to get rid of alcohol out of my life. Now, if you're like, well, Misty, I like to have a drink. It's Easter today, and my family's coming over, and there's wine, and we're having cocktails before dinner or after dinner. You know, you can make an exception, and this is a good solution, guys, to having a drink once in a while. You have a drink on Christmas or New Year's or Easter or a wedding 4 or 5 times a year for those special occasions. I feel like that's a little bit more okay if you can control yourself. Make it an occasion. Don't do this every week. Don't let the drinks hinder your progress for your diet. So that's no diet soda, no regular soda, no drinks with any ingredients in it. How about water? Even Crystal Light has too many ingredients. There are sweeteners in there that can make you retain water, and you won't let go of that fat until you start to look at your drinks as part of your diet. And I want you to try hard on this, guys. Replace 1 drink a day. Let's say you have 3 sodas a day. Diet soda or Gatorade Zero or your electrolyte drink, the little packet that says it's good for you when it's not. Replace 1 of those a day with a water. Do that for a week. The next week, try 2, and then so on. I know you can do this. We can do this stuff together. Keep tuning in. I'm here to inspire you. Number 4 of a key concept or principle while losing weight and feeling great on carnivore keto is a bridge. And a bridge is something that can help you, or an exception is another way to put it. Something that can kind of help you along if you feel that you are being too strict, that you're going to fall off the wagon and just give up and go back to the way you used to eat, which I don't recommend. I want you to consider some of these things here. So we know on a carnivore keto diet, we're staying away from baked goods with flour in there and refined sugars and all of the junk food. There are ways to make replacements for some of these sweeter foods. Now, I'm not going to say that doing a lot of this is going to help you, because it will not, and I made that mistake while on keto. I went crazy making all of the faux desserts on keto, and I was having a great time. And everybody loved trying them and saying they tasted just like the real thing. But I got crazy. I would make a dessert every week. So I would eat my keto food, do really well, and then have a little bit too much of the dessert food or the faux dessert. So fat bombs, if you don't know what a fat bomb is, it's one of my ideas for a bridge to help you. Now, a fat bomb, some people do little chocolate treats, coconut treats, things with a lot of butter or coconut oil or fat in them, a little bit of stevia, or the powdered erythritol is used to make little fat bombs, and there's something to cleanse your palate, a little bit of a chocolate treat after you eat. This can be very helpful and make you feel a little bit more normal so you can sustain this for a long time. Now, I do think it is helpful. You have to know yourself. If you're addicted to that sweet, maybe it would not be helpful. But making the fat bombs and/or a keto dessert that might have a lot of cream cheese and healthy fat in there might be a way to help you bridge the gap between meals and give you a little satiety on your tongue. A couple other bridges, and this is maybe even controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway because I've tried this, guys, and it helped me. If you can't have a hard time getting off of white potatoes, which is like my favorite, I try sweet potato when I feel like I'm out with friends. We're having burgers with no bun, of course, for me. We're at a restaurant and they have sweet potato fries. I'll occasionally indulge in sweet potato fries. Or you can substitute a potato at home on a holiday like we're going to do tonight. I'm having a sweet potato because I can't have a white potato because that's too starchy. Sweet potato is another bridge, another idea to help you along your journey until you get used to getting rid of the sweet tastes that you're used to, or getting rid of that starch that gives you some satiety, that you're used to eating that way because of all the lies we were told. And no one told us this stuff is going to add up to our unhealth. So sweet potatoes is a good bridge or an exception you can have once in a while to help you through. Another idea is a little bit of honey. Now, if you're replacing your sodas with some tea, unsweetened tea, you can put a little honey in there. I want you to try this if you're having a hard time getting off of the packaged, the bottled sweet tea and that has sugar in it. Of course, we want to get away from that. Try a little honey or some hot tea or green tea with some honey. And I even put a little dollop of Ready Whip on the top of my tea when I feel like having something. Like tonight, I may do that instead of eating a dessert. And that gives you a little bit of sweet taste, just enough to make you feel a little more satiated, a little bit less like, I still want something when I'm done eating. This can help you very much. So I want you to consider these exceptions if you're having a hard time and you want a little sweet taste now and then. Now, also a little bit of fruit is okay. Now, on low carb and keto, berries are allowed, so that's my first choice to recommend for a bridge or an exception to have a little berries and cream. or to make a berry smoothie. I'm getting hungry talking about it right now. A berry smoothie in the summertime. Check out my Instagram. I posted a picture of a berry smoothie. I felt like having one the other day. It was nice out. It felt like summertime. It tasted like a screwball like you used to get from the ice cream man. And I said, I can have a berry smoothie. That's okay. A little bit of fruit may help you quite a bit if you're still not over that sweet taste. And that takes a long time to get over for some of us. I still enjoy a little sweet taste now and then, and this can help quite a bit. You want to make sure, guys, when you make your fat bombs, since we're talking about exceptions here, you use coconut flour. Some people like almond flour in the recipes. Of course, you don't want to use regular flour. So that's one of my tips since we're talking about exceptions here. You can use sweetener, whatever sweetener works for you. You don't want to go too crazy and get addicted to the sweetener because sometimes it tastes just like sugar, but I use the little liquid stevia drops occasionally to help me through. Some 90% dark chocolate with the little sunflower butter on there. That's a very nice treat. Feels like you're eating a Reese's with way less harmful ingredients than a real Reese's. If you don't believe me, read the labels. So these things can be very, very helpful. My fifth principle to go by when you're trying to be good on a carnivore keto diet, besides fasting, which intermittent fasting, I'm sure you've heard of. I'm sure you know about it. I'm not going to go into that. But don't forget to use fasting to your advantage. And Andrew and I have found great success using intermittent fasting, going long periods of time without eating to help us along our journey. Of course, this is a great idea. And this is tagged on to the end of the bridges, which is, anything we can do to help us along is going to be beneficial to your health. But my fifth concept is know yourself. You know what you like. The last couple years, I've gotten to know myself. I've gotten into astrology. Let me know if you want to know anything about astrology. I know quite a bit. But I've gotten to know my chart and what makes me tick and what things I should be heading towards. And there are a lot of hints there. And so I got to know myself. I know I can't have one drink, so I had to get rid of alcohol altogether, for example. But I know what makes me tick. I love creating. If I'm not creating, I don't feel like myself. So if you're a creative person, if you want to make life your art, go ahead. And if you know what you can do and what you cannot do right now until you grow even more spiritually, know yourself. If something triggers you, and they bring in donuts at work, and you smell those donuts, maybe walk out of the room. There are answers here, guys. I used to hang out in the kitchen, and I found I would be snacking. So I got myself out of the kitchen. I started writing, coming upstairs here, and writing out things for videos, and starting a book, and things like this. You may want to paint, make jewelry. You may be good at fashion, put some clothes together for the next day, what you're going to wear for work. You may like to inspire others like I do, but know yourself. And it's like, what does this have to do with diet, Misty? If you know yourself, you know what your triggers are. You know what situations to stay away from. If you're stressed, you know you're going to eat, for example. Try to do things that take the stress out of your life. Go for a walk. Go get a drink of water at work if someone's complaining in the room. These are just little things that we can do. Knowing yourself and being in touch with yourself will only help you on your journey. Know your triggers and know yourself. Get to know yourself. Love yourself. We want to thank you for tuning in today to Love Style. Thank you for listening to Black Eyed Soul. That's our music. Keep tuning in if you want to lose weight this year. And we'll see you next time on Love Style. Peace out.